Good evening, everyone. How is everyone? It is Wednesday. We are live at 5. I usually wait a couple of minutes for people to jump on. If you've come to the live before, you know what to expect. If you haven't, welcome. I go live every Wednesday at 5 p.m. First of all, please let me know if you can hear me by making a comment. We've been having a couple of little problems. I see one viewer. If you could just let me know if you can hear me, that would be fantastic. I want to make sure that everyone can hear me because we're having some problems. Okay, perfect. Jay says it sounds good, everyone. So I usually wait a few minutes for people to jump on. People are kind of coming off of cleanings or getting done in the office and things like that. So if you're here for the first time, or if you're a veteran and you've been here listening to me every Wednesday at 5 p.m., just say hi. Hi, Kelly. How are you? Kelly from Houston, Texas. Hi, Candace. We're going to be doing an Ask Me Anything tonight, which are they're one of my favorite ones because I usually pick a topic and we talk all about that, and it's a chance for you guys to bring all your questions. I did a little bit different. I picked a different topic tonight because I get asked all the time. Should you pay your staff W-2? Should you pay them as an independent contractor? Everyone has different thoughts about that, different rules about that. Every state is different. So I figured we could just, dive right in. But if you're tuning in for the first time, I'm your host on the Sisters Who Scale channel. Who am I? I was the girl with the caddy and the mop, just like you, cleaning houses, looking for a better way to make an income and an easier way to get my time freedom. I'm like many of you, right? I'm like many of you. I started like many of you. I'm located in the Boston area, north of Boston. My company now is called Made Bright Cleaning, but I'm still an active owner. I don't clean. I haven't cleaned for a long time, but I did in the beginning. And as time went on, I realized that if I was still cleaning, I basically just got myself another job and not a business, and there's a big difference, right? So I dove in years ago. I learned all the systems that work. I ditched all the systems that don't work. I spent a lot of time figuring this out. And on the Sisters Who Scale channel and in my programs, I bring you my knowledge to help support you in your journey. So if you want to make $5,000 a month, $7,000 a month, that's all cool. But if you want to make the big bucks, like $30K a month, $25K a month, $30K a month, and above, and not clean, you need systems. Okay, you need systems that you can implement, and a lot of things you will learn and you need to learn along the way. You have to be open-minded because you're going to do something, it's not going to work, you're going to be afraid to try something. So you have to be open-minded and you cannot be risk averse. You have to take a few chances. So I founded this group, Sisters Who Scale, to help maid service owners grow their businesses the right way, fast track you, and skip the heartache of having to learn how to do things on your own, because it'll take you years to figure out, right? You can spend a long time doing things the wrong way, as I have and I did in the beginning, or you can play it smart, learn how to put the right systems in your business, because entrepreneurship, doing it alone, is super lonely, right? And everyone needs support. So you can find support on this page. So let's talk about Ask Me Anything. I'm going to see who else has joined. Hi, Amber. How are you? Kelly's putting the brakes on this week. 2 walkthroughs tonight. There we go. There's my girl. Kelly's in the Sisters Elite. So is Candace. Okay. Let's talk about 1099 versus W-2. Okay. Who has questions? Candace, I know you pay 1099. Who else is on here that I don't know? If you're on here and you're watching, say hi. I see 8 viewers. Kelly's killing it. Candace is killing it. Everyone's killing it. I see 8 viewers. I'm only seeing a couple people. Oh, hi, Zoe. How are you? How are you? All right. Who wants to start off? Who has questions? This is an Ask Me Anything, so I open everything up. You guys are friends. You guys are friends over here. Candace and Amber. Who has questions for me tonight? Hi, Janet. How are you? I hope your vacation was nice. Visit your weekend vacation. All right. Let's open it up. Who has questions? I'm waiting. I'm waiting for questions. 1099 versus W-2. Amanda Burge, where the heck have you been? I've been thinking about you. Oh my God. I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad you're here. Yay. How have you been? I hope everything's all right. You just disappeared on me. I know you guys are friends, Amber and Candace. 1099 works best for us in Indiana. Every state is going to be different, right? Have you, Candace and Amber, have you actually looked up the laws in Indiana? Do you know? I don't know. I haven't looked them up. That's why I'm asking you. Let me know. All right, who has questions? If no one has questions about 1099 versus W-2, we could possibly switch it to a different topic. Amanda is alive. I know. I said the same thing. I was always stalking your page. I'm like, what's going on? I knew, your husband was not feeling that great at home. I worried about that. Janet Baker uses W-2s. Hi, Melissa from Vermont and Massachusetts. How are you? Melissa's from my neck of the woods. We do follow law. Wink. I love it. No, I just was curious. I just because Massachusetts, they frown upon it. They don't. So I could never pay 1099 because I supply a schedule, I supply cleaning supplies, and I have them wear one of my uniforms. That's the rules in Massachusetts. Zoe Lim, almost impossible. Kelly Jenkins, Zoe Lynn is strict. So is Massachusetts, right? It varies by every state. Same thing. Amanda, I'm working on hiring a new cleaner and still taking in new clients. Good for you. How many clients are you up to now, Amanda? Same in Texas. Yeah, it's so Vermont is gonna probably be like us, like Massachusetts, right? And like California, because we run our government somewhat similar. Okay, so here's the deal. Same rules, definitely not 1099. The deal is, for the most part, okay, and I've had people, in the beginning, I've had people on 1099. Now all my people are W-2, okay? Here's the rule. If you give them a schedule and say, you have to be at this house at this time, say you're going to be at Sally Smith's at 9 a.m. to 11, you're going to be at Nick Brown's from 11:30 to 1 o'clock, and you have to be at Janet Baker's house from whatever to whatever, 2 to 3:30, and then they're following your processes and they're using your cleaning solutions, and they're representing your company. That's considered a W-2 employee. That is not considered a subcontractor. A subcontractor is when you say, here are the houses, pick which ones you want, you can schedule them when you want, you use your own vacuums, you use your own cleaning supplies, and you don't have to abide by the rules of the company. So where the struggle is, and I see it, whether or not your state says what, is that if people think they're subcontractors, that means they can go out and they can have other cleaning jobs, right? And you can't stop them, which you probably already know that. You can't stop them, so that's fine. They're going to pick their clients over working for you because they make more money cleaning those other people's houses. That makes sense? All right. Crystal Hill from Georgia. You're new. Hi, Crystal. How are you? Same rules, 1099. Yep. So, Kelly, when you say same in Texas, you say, I feel like you can have 1099 in Texas. You know what? I'm going to Google it right now. Because I'm curious. In Texas. Classifying employees. So anyone that wants to know what their rules are for the state, you're going to go to texas.gov, massachusetts.gov, california.gov, right? That's where you're going to find all the information. So I'm going to look at Texas. The law defines employment as a service performed by an individual for wages under an express or implied contract for hire. That's 1099. The definition of employment includes 3 elements: service, wages. That's not it. Hold on. Employment status. How to report misclassified workers. Okay, so there's a number that people can actually report you, right? this is what I would do. If anyone wants to look up their exact rule of the state, go to Vermont.gov, Massachusetts.gov, Texas.gov. It's all on here. It looks like it's a pretty detailed approach. And you could be okay, but it depends how big you want to grow your company. You want to grow your company big and you piss off an employee and you're doing the wrong thing and you're not following the laws of the state, you're effed, for lack of a better word, because you're going to get tons of fines. They can shut you down. I've seen it happen before. So whatever you do, follow the rules. Follow the rules of your state and you should be fine. Some other states, let's look up Indiana. Some other states are going to be more lenient than others, right? No, that's not coming up. Some other states are going to be lenient than others. Indiana, 1099 requirements. Yeah, I would just do that. All right, who else has questions? I don't want to bog down on this. I'll get lost in research. Amber, I think you have open phone. Do you find it lags? No, we do have open phone. How do you know I have open phone? That's weird. We do use that. Did I tell you on that? I don't find it lags. No, I find it pretty good actually, Amber. Right. It's not worth the risk if your state is iffy. That's the situation, right? Melissa, the expenses of W-2 employees make this challenging. Workman's comp alone is pricey. Right. So when you have W-2 and you have to pay federal taxes and all that stuff on, we're talking strictly payroll for taxes, when you're paying that stuff, your profit margins have to be in order. Otherwise, you can't afford to operate. And that's the bone of contention. That's the problem where everyone gets stuck. They're not charging enough for their services and they can't pay the bills. And you can't grow, right? And that's, kind of what I teach. Hi, Laura. How are you? Crystal's new. Say hi to Crystal from Georgia. Hopefully you were okay in the hurricane. I know some people in Georgia were hit. Hopefully you weren't. And you've been working and everything else. Kelly Jenkins says you can, but if they wear a uniform or you want them to clean a certain way, that would be an employee, 100%. Now, Texas is the most lenient state in the whole country. So, like Texas, you don't even have to have workers' comp if you don't want to. That's like unheard of. Like Zoe, you and I would get killed. Like you have to have workers' comp. And I have workers' comp, and I had a workers' comp issue because one of my girls got bit by a dog 3 months ago. Workers' comp case. If I didn't have workers' comp, I would have been screwed. You have to follow the laws. When you're responsible for people, you have to follow the laws in your state. I don't care if it's cheaper. You have to follow the laws in your state. If your state allows you to have subcontractors and your subcontractors don't mind not having any write-offs, so that's another thing too, right? If your subcontractors are true subcontractors, they're bringing their own supplies, they have write-offs, they're writing their gas off, they're writing their marketing off, whatever they're doing, they're writing their clothes off. If they don't have a way to write off, it's unfair, right? It's a little unfair. So you got to make sure that they're fully 100% well aware that they really don't get any write-offs if they're using your equipment. Is this making sense to everyone? Let's see, I saw Amanda made a comment. Almost had 30 clients. Holy shit. You were at like 10, 8, I think, when you joined, drop them off. Oh my God. We gotta talk. I want to get a full update on anything. All good, grateful. Good for you, Crystal. I'm so glad. So glad. That was crazy. How do you ensure they maintain insurance? You have to ask for a copy of their insurance. That's another thing. They're required to carry insurance. All right? That's another problem. I have ice in my mouth. Sorry, Amber. Do I have personal? We have signs on our cars. Excuse me. We don't have them super wrapped because they're very expensive. It's like $6,000 to have a car wrap. So we have I don't want to call them stickers because it's like a high upgrade, but we have stickers, for lack of a better word, that come off really easily. That's what we have. We were wanting to get a car in January. That's personal use, but didn't know if we should wrap it or not. So you just want to use it for your personal, Amber? Is that what you're asking me? You have no company cars. Okay, great. Yep. You could do a half wrap. It's cheaper. I mean, like a company like the Maids, the big franchises, they have a full wrap. It's blue and yellow. It's wrapped the whole car. That's going to cost you, a bit of money. I think you can advertise for less if you ask me. Um, you can do, and I wish I had. You find a picture or whatever. And we're a bunch of like we've been actually using less company cars, and our girls are all driving their cars. We're paying them. That's another thing we've been kind of transitioning over, because we have I have used magnetic signs, Crystal. Yes, you can get them made from Vistaprint. Those work fine. But you got to be all over social media. Can contractors drive a company car? They That's a good question. I wouldn't. I don't think I would do that because you have to have, unless you're carrying insurance for them. See, so there's the gray area, and I want you to maybe look that up because I know Ohio. I don't 100% know the insurance laws when someone is driving your car that has your branded business name on it and they get into an accident, you can have a problem. All right, unless you have commercial insurance on that vehicle, you could have a huge problem. So I know you have contractors, Laura, I would have them drive their own cars to be on the safe side, right? um why, Laura? Why are you asking? What are you asking me? Why? Let me know. We would have a business policy, and they would be required. Correct. You have to. You have to have a copy of their insurance. Okay. No branding. You should be okay. But if they're still technically, let's just say they get into a bad accident where police come, ambulance come, the whole 9 yards, and they're like, "Oh, we're working," and someone gets really hurt, and then people go sue happy. I would rather them have insurance. Okay. But I would rather them honestly, number one, have their own insurance, but number two, I would rather them drive their own car. They're a subcontractor. I would have them drive their own car. I wouldn't get into the arena of driving your car, but let's look that up to be 100% sure. You could call your insurance company, right? You could call your insurance company and you could ask them, yeah, commercial policy. Yep. If you have a commercial policy, you're fine. You're totally fine. Um, for me, we're W-2 over here, because we're strict, and we have the girls that drive our company cars. They're on our commercial insurance policy. If they're not, they're on their personal, and they're driving their own car, so it doesn't really matter, right? But I don't, however, if the girls are driving their own cars, I do not require they put a Made Bright magnet on their car. If they do that and they get in an accident, I'm liable, they're liable, right? So just leave it out. Absolutely, of course. Anything. Amanda, let's go back here. Amanda Burge, I just fired another problematic employee. Tell me why they're problematic. Aren't they fun? Finding good help is hard. Yep. I've been busting my butt while looking for another employee. How's your body feeling, Amanda? How's your body feeling? All right. What other questions do we have? Kelly, are you still on? I know you said you have two estimates tonight. See if I missed anyone's questions. Laura Jean, I don't think uniform matters like you think because they need to be able to identify yourself on site. No, if they're wearing a shirt of yours, they're representing your company, right? Uber drivers are 1099, right? So I believe, yet they use an Uber sign on the top of their car. Yeah. Yeah, it's if there's a lawsuit, you get a problem. That's one thing I can tell you. So like perfect example, right? Let's just say this Uber driver is 1099 and they're driving with Uber on their car, and they go and they sexually assault someone. Uber driver's not getting sued. You are, right? That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about if there's a huge problem where there's an accident or a lawsuit or someone gets hurt, they're going after you. right? That's the problem. And I'm trying to protect you all from that. That's why we're kind of having this conversation. But call the insurance company, look it up, find out what the rules are in your state, because every state's going to be different. Amanda, not good. My back is giving out. I know. I know. I know. I'll circle back with you. I'll see what's going on with your hiring. I work with you. I help people all the time with the hiring. Sometimes you're high as a kite finding great people. Sometimes you're in the dumps. Sometimes you're in the dumps. I mean, I've hired some people that are not that great, but then I just keep hiring until I find the good ones, and then I stockpile the good ones. Um, okay, so what about paying per job like a contractor? You mean pay performance, like they go and clean a job and you pay them like 40% of the job? Is that what you mean? But still classified as W-2. I think that's what you mean. We call it pay per performance. So only when they're in the houses. That's another business model. It works. It's very similar to hourly. It comes out to almost the same thing, but it works. It incentivizes them. You're not paying for them on the road, but they're you can't pay them $18 an hour. You're going to pay them higher. You pay them higher than that. Where that is really the best one is when they solo clean. That's easy to pay per performance. It gets tricky when you have a solo cleaner that has to train a new person because the payment gets cut in half and the person doesn't want to train. There's your little problem with that. Yeah, I knew that's what you meant. Um, I was right there with you. Summer, it's very hard. That's why I'm trying to get all of you out of the freaking field and stop cleaning. Because I know. I've lived this, ladies. I had my husband carry me down a flight of stairs, try and put me in a car, and get on a chiropractic table when I couldn't move. I was in so much pain. I've lived this. That's why I started this group, this page, coaching, because I know what it feels like to not know what the hell you're going to do if the money doesn't come in. I know what that feels like. And I know that when I got serious and cut the bullshit and hired people and said I refuse to go clean anymore is when my business changed. And yep, you go through a lot of crap. You're going to have good days. You're going to have bad days. You got to get over it and stop whining and keep going. You know, I say that with compassion and true love. I do. But I want the best for all of you. I want you all to feel what it feels like to have freedom, to not have to go back in the field, to have employees that stay. Yeah, they're good. They're not going to all have good days, right? Not everyone has a good day. You wake up not feeling good or whatever, or whiny or whatever, but it's just, part of having employees, right? But if you can get them and motivate them to go out and work for you and clean your houses and you don't have to, you're winning. You're winning, right? You're winning. Um, Laura Jean, okay, you have a couple. I think for the average small business trying to make it, the expense of W-2 holds a lot of us back, even when we have good pricing. Totally. But I bet I could look through your pricing and tell you whether or not you're pricing enough. I don't have a problem. I'm a W-2 and we're in the highest tax. We're Taxachusetts up here, ladies. We're in the highest tax state. Me and Zoe, who's from California, opposite side, we're in the highest tax states. I don't have an issue. I have 60% profits. It can be done because I've done it. It can be done because I've done it. And I teach you guys how to do this. All right, Laura Jean, I have 2 solo cleaners. I know you do solo cleaners. They have their own schedules and they get paid a percentage. Yep, it works. What do you do when they get sick? Okay, so what I have done, even though I pay hourly, so it's the same but different, what I have done is I cross-train. I have a bunch of leaders, 6 leaders. I have 6 leaders. I cross-train all my leaders to know the houses. So if I have to switch someone out, I can send someone else. So we do a hybrid. We do teams of 2 and solo. So we do both. My staff seems to like that the best. And they all know the houses. They've all been in, the houses. Maybe some of them have been in them a little bit more than others, and that's fine. Between that in between training them all on the same system of how to clean a house, meaning how to attack a house, how we talk about that, what to do first, what's the sequence, right? The sequential form of the house. I can switch anyone at any time. So, and I definitely recommend trying to do that, because then you don't have to lose revenue and cancel houses, right? And that's the problem. That's the problem if they have their roots, and then whatever Mr. Ron is used to having the same cleaner. You have to cancel that, then you lose a revenue. So I don't set it up like they have their own roots. Kelly Jenkins, these homes are bigger, so I can't double up in a day. I need to hire in a few weeks. Ooh, I'm excited for you. We're going to hire. Kelly started her business in Austin, Texas. Her husband got a great job opportunity. They moved 3 hours north to Dallas, and she restarted the badass that she is. She restarted a few weeks back, and she already has like 7 clients. I think, is it 7 clients or do you have more? But she's going to hire soon because she doesn't want to be cleaning a lot, which is smart. And she's lucky that she can hire and that she doesn't 100% need all the income. So that's pretty exciting. Hi Mar. I have a torn ACL and need knee surgery, and I don't know how to do anything because I have no help whatsoever. Are you having surgery, Mar? Are you having surgery, Marta? That's the question. Candace, I'm only cleaning about half my homes now. It's huge. I'm off tomorrow and all weekend. That's fantastic. A 30-day streak of cleaning. That's sucky, right? No, that's because you got rid of that Airbnb. There's 4 of you now. Yep, you're growing. Laura Jean, each person is fully booked and have clients for a third person to stay busy, right? Are you working on getting some clients? I think you are. Trash question. All right, let's talk trash, Amber. Trash question. We have 3 buildings, 2 floors, 3 buildings, 2 floors, same job. We have someone just do trash and the cleaners can clean. Trying to give this cleaner, where am I? Hold on. Trying to give this cleaner hours, but he's missing trash, so we're having cleaners double check his work. Do you think it's best? How is he missing trash? Right, that's the real question. Do you think it's best practice for such a job to have a trash person and cleaners, or cleaners just be responsible for trash in the areas? So, I do commercial and my staff does everything. So they collect the trash and they do the cleaners. However, if you have, it sounds like you have 3 buildings, 2 floors, they're all out, split it. But the problem is that collecting trash is so much easier than cleaning the bathrooms, say, for example. So it's not really fair that this guy gets the easier stuff or you switch it or whatever. Do you know what I'm saying? I would question whether or not, is he good? Is he reliable? Tell me more about him. Kelly has 8. 10's the max. 2 more, and we're hiring. Kelly's in the Sisters Elite, which is the program after either you've graduated from Drop the Mop or you're making $10,000 or more a month. It's an advanced program, and she's in it along with Candace. Right, I know you'd have to go back in the field. I know it. I know, and it stinks. You'd have to train people. So some people that run solo models like you do, what they do is they go back in the field only to train, and then they train them, and then they get out again, right? Marta, the problem is you won't be able to drive for 4 weeks. I know, but how bad do you need to have it? Maybe you can hire someone to cover the houses while you have surgery. They have to be reliable, though. That's a problem. Candace is saying to Laura Jean, maybe build a wait list and hire, then move a couple homes off a day to make room for new homes. Correct. You could do a little rescheduling. Yep, for sure. I can't believe you almost have 10 clients, Kelly, in like 3 weeks. She's a badass. Jeannie, how are you, honey? I just saw you. Happy Wednesday. This is a good question. Zoe, do you get pushback from clients having different cleaners at each appointment? So, every once in a while, yes. Every once in a while, yes. It's usually my elderly people. That's what I find. They don't like change. Valid point, right? It's totally a valid point. When I do my quality checks every 3 to 4 months, it's a valid point. So how I set that up in the beginning, if people say, are they going to be the same cleaners every time? People quit jobs, people come and go. Here's how I answer that. I say, so I have my team leaders. I have, a few core team leaders. Our processes, what I like to do is I like to train the team leaders on all the homes so they can cover the homes. If your regular cleaner is sick, is on vacation, their kids are sick, because you don't want to set yourself up for failure. You don't want to promise someone that your cleaner is going to be on the same home. What if they decide to go back to school and they leave the job? What if they get another job? What if they move? We're talking about people, we're talking about real things. So you want to set it up for the reasons why you don't have the same cleaners. And you can say, you will recognize the girls. My girls have been with me a long time. God bless the Lord, right? I'm doing something right that they've been with me a long time. Or working my butt off, right? One and two. And bless the Lord. But you want to set it up so you don't have to cancel that client and lose that revenue. No one wants to lose revenue because someone's taking a day off or someone's kid is sick or whatever, right? That's a real thing. So I would set it up like I can try and get a couple of your favorite cleaners there. However, I can't guarantee it. Usually they're okay with that. But you have to communicate with them and explain the reasoning on why you can't promise the same one, right? That's the problem. Because then you pigeonhole yourself into that. Okay, go down here. I know, Jeannie. I love Jeannie's energy. That pulls me back in the field for 2 months minimum to A. Train B, start at least 6 bi-weekly clients doing all their deep cleans. So the cleanup. Well, why don't you? All right, let me think. Why don't you just make a couple of your girls trainers? Can you do that, Laura? I feel like you could. Make them trainers. I haven't been in the field in a long time. I go in the field when we have like a multi-million-dollar house, like some crazy house, which is not that often because I hate doing them. I will be in the field then, but I'm usually just quality checking and making sure everyone's doing their job. But I'm not really cleaning. I may bang out a half bath here and there, you know what I mean? But I'm not really doing it, like I was. I was a maniac before. I was like all of you. I was a complete maniac. Cleaners are mine and trash. Okay, just trying to give this kid hours. I see. Cleaners are there 5 hours each, and we have 3. Okay, 15 hours. Takes them 2 hours to do trash. It's a good side gig. Way to make $40. But with big job like this, I am finding I need a person being charged, contact person. Okay. I mean, you could have him just do trash. Then if he's the only one that's doing trash and he's missing stuff, it's him. So then you know exactly what's happening. Yeah, that's what I would say, Laura. But their schedule is full. And they can't accommodate the deep cleans for all new clients. Someone has to be a trainer. Who trained the girls that are in the field now? You? I'm assuming, right? I have like these massive ice cubes in this, and like they just kind of. What are you thanking me for, Candace? What's this for? I don't know what that's for. Laura, who was training them before? Was it you? I feel like it was. I get that you don't want to go back in the field. Yeah, I knew it was you. I don't know. You might have to. I'm sorry. I don't know. Unless you just. I know what you're saying because they have their roots already and they're ready to go. We're all maniacs because we're cleaners. Let's face it. But unless you had a cleaner that didn't have a full schedule, you may have to. I know what you're saying. I know I don't want to tell you that. I don't want to tell you have to go back and clean. I do work with a couple people that have 100% solo models, and what they do is when they need to build another team, they go back in the field. It's the easiest way to do it. It's the quickest way because you're going to be the queen bee at training, right? We all are. We're all good at it. for the most part. You know, we all can teach the way we want our homes to be cleaned, I guess I would say. All right. Any more questions? Candace, we're all maniacs. We were all maniacs that week at the beach house and the retreat. That was so fun. Oh, God, that was so fun. I can't wait. We're having another one. We're having another retreat sometime in April. I don't know where yet. I was considering a couple of areas and unfortunately had a lot of damage in Florida, so I'm working on that. So I'm so bummed. This feels so bad for people in Florida. I had friends that their homes just got demolished and stuff. It's like awful. Jenny is actually really good at as a team leader. I thought you said she wasn't good. You were wrong there. I thought you said she wasn't good. Let me just sidebar here. Does anyone like? No, I'm not going to sidebar. Just know that the in-person Rise Retreat, the second one, is coming in April. I'm going to keep them at a beach, and I'd like to do Florida. I just don't know at this point where in Florida because of everything that happened. So if anyone has any suggestions, I know, Kelly, I was looking forward to doing it in Clearwater too. But my friend lives in Clearwater and she sent me pictures and it's really bad down there. But if anyone has any suggestions on awesome beaches to have a retreat and rent a house, let me know what you think. Because I'm looking for spaces now. I just got a whole fork in the road, right, with everything going down. So I'm not sure where we can go in Florida right now. But I know, me too. Laura, it's hard to find that floater who's at 40%. No, I totally get what you're saying. There can be a fill-in when one of the main people gets sick or you have an extra deeply like move out. I know. It's difficult because they have their roots, they like their people, they probably get tipped, and it's all set. But you have to have someone, even a part-time person maybe that's willing to train, that has a route. They only work 3 days a week maybe, and they're willing to come in and train. But you might have to train a little bit. I'm sorry, but it's for the greater good, Laura. It's for the greater good to bring you more income. Think of it like that. Candace, Destin. I want to go there. Destin, Florida, if these next storms don't cause damage. Okay. I don't know if they got damage already. That's the problem. I don't know if they got damage. That's where Olivia, do you remember Olivia? She was in your class, Drop Them Off, Candace. That's where Olivia's from. Destin. All right. Any more questions before I let you go? Any more questions? If anyone's watching this on replay, say hi. Tell me where you're from. I know. Ohio. I watched your guy from Ohio on the debate last night. He's so cute. Anyways, oh, they didn't. So they didn't get. Wow, they didn't get damage, huh? They didn't get damage. If anyone is watching this on replay and you have questions, shoot me the questions. I see it. All right. Any more questions? She wasn't far. Yeah. Any more questions? So I know some of you have already done it, but if you're watching this on replay, I'm just going to let you know next Monday, I am opening registration for the Drop Them Up and Scale Accelerator. It's going to be open. I'm taking 7 people only. You all know I only take 7 students at a time because I like to keep the classes intimate. That's how, all these amazing ladies have scaled their businesses, gotten to know each other. And I find that owners, and they can tell you, Kelly's been in it, Janet was in it, Candace was in it. I find that owners get the support they need by being in a group, in a cohort. And it's so important for each other to bond and get to know each other, right? Like I said before, entrepreneurship is lonely. We all know that. It's a group you can bounce things off of. It's so cool. You're not alone in your journey. So if you're struggling with hiring, attracting your paid clients, this program is for you. Candace has doubled her revenue. She's gained a ton of confidence with her hiring, with her doing her estimates, with pricing on the spot. And the cool thing is her husband is coming into the business, and I'm not going to announce your announcement, but she's adding another service next year to her business, which is going to bring in another stream of income, which I'm super excited about. We got to meet Sam and Candace. They were at the Rise Retreat. My husband Jay was talking to Sam. They were smoking cigars on the porch. It was so cute. I should post a picture. And they were talking about what additional revenue they can add. And that's something that's one of the most overlooked things is cleaning business owners only think they can just clean houses. And you can clean so much more. But so my husband trained on that, and he taught about that. So her massive goal of hitting 375,000 in a year's time, she's on the track for it. I'm going to work with her so she hits that number. Right. Kelly graduated from Drop the Mop. Like I said, she's opening a new office in Texas in a little bit of a challenging market, and she was worried about her pricing, but she was able to get higher prices in the 8 new clients she has than all her competition. I told her to stay strong, and she did it. She's a dynamo in her sales and marketing, and she knows how to sell it. That girl knows how to sell it down in Texas. She's trailblazing down in Texas, and she's getting prices higher than all of the other cleaning companies in there. So they both attended Drop Them Off. They came to the retreat with me. There's a definite correlation between learning how to do things the right way in your business, surrounding yourself with like-minded individuals, and implementing systems that are going to scale your business. So if you're watching this on replay and you're interested in learning how to drop the mop to transform your business, type drop the mop or reach out. Open registration is only going to be open for 10 days. And then I close it again, and I don't open it up until next year. So this is the last class of 2024. So if you're interested, type drop them up and I will reach out. You're both freaking rock stars. You're both rock stars, Kelly and Candace. Yeah, the small groups are cool. They're intimate. They work, right? They work. I love it. All right, ladies. Have an amazing evening. And I will see you all soon. All right, bye.